Mahila, welcome to the desert. So you want to remember the good times? You want to remember all the good experiences you had where you liked the way that you played? You want to remember that when it comes down to the end because you got to like the way you played at some points, like Pleiades, the way you played, the way you were presented, the way that you ran around, the way that you had to play because of the burdens put on you, you know. How you stayed true to yourself. That's what you want to remember in these times. Now, also, uh, cop car drove by the AM PM 2525 at the 7-Eleven 2525 at 6:49 till 10:52 AM PM to AM pack. Okay, so remember, Alyssa Ray Ferris. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Patrick, Jeannie. Everything's okay. I couldn't get the Mountain Dew. They took it out of my account, man. They took everything out of my account. It's emptied out. So it's prophecy. Um, it's it's part of my my UPS writings, my scrolls that I put on the UPS paper. What else? The forces, deep, deep forces of Jonathan Kleck's video of the bifocal TX getting the surgery from the gorillas. Very deep, very, very deep forces of the way that he hugs. I finally got to really get a hold and grasp the way that he does the hugs. So I get it. I get it. And not just the end of the video, but the video that you showed within your video, the way that he was holding his materials. Um, so it made sense. And more than that, I really I really got it. So what else? Yeah, Benjamin Living Seal, we're live. We're live this morning, so get ready to go. It's all cleared by word of God, but I hope it's cleared by everyone, because it's just, you know, I know how dads are with their daughters, and I just don't want to be part of something where I'm getting rushed because he's trying to protect his daughter. I'm talking about word of God. And those four gods represent a symbolism of Satan, that they are the in between, the middleman of Satan. All those, they're energy gods. The four gods are energy gods. They're in between the Jesus, and they're in between the Michaela Nelson that we went over. So I don't have anything left to give. My backside, the tear drawings that I wrote down, all those scrolls and sent them to Word of God laminated. That they were all the Egyptian hieroglyphs. I wrote it all down, and the Aztec glyphs, the Mayan glyphs, the all of them, and and what I had was that the tier with the backside of the tier relay, uh, the bull that is, doing a march. My my butt right now, it's the flesh is off of it, from scratching, and it's a little bit hard for me to stand up, and um, it's okay. I'm okay, but uh, I just, you know I've given everything that I have, and I'm happy, and I just I just want everything to work out, and you know being in the deal, there's part of me that likes the fun of it. What's the fun of it? Like, am I going to the future? Am I going to another world? Am I doing something bigger than myself? And then to bring it back and be like, well, I want to, you know, even though it's all a kachina of this Jupiter Saturn conjunction, and it was all bullshit, and like they're they're against me all the time. I do want to I want to save the ones who care about me. So to bring it back and be like, we can get it done, and then these watchmen who helped me all along, and then they're not just greedy dogs. Like, they did help, and they do a lot for God, and many feats, many obstacles, many Krishna, Ganesha, Shiva, they do all of that. And I just wanted to, the writings, it's like I brought it back so much, and I brought Word of God with me, and then he's like, since this Denmark Canada agreement, in the Benjamin Living Seal guys doing their writings, their scrolls, and Robbie Coltrane, where it switched to just me and the peoples, fluxing it out, and it's I just um I'm a simple guy, really. I just want everything to work out, and like I don't want anyone to be pissed off at me, thinking that I didn't show enough love, or thinking that I'm just gonna Gandalf in that film that he's in with I'm just gonna Gandalf, like that film with the other old woman he's in, the woman from Winchester, when he's in that film with it's Winchester and Gandalf, and I'm just gonna do that in the beginning when he's at the meeting, he's at the sit down. I'm just gonna do that, and like, I haven't seen a film since I had to walk out of Stelios in the airplane. I had to walk out of Tom Hanks, and I had to walk out of Pandora, and I had to walk out of Little Mermaid. I haven't seen anything since. I don't watch any TV. I'm not on any social media. I don't know anything, and I'm just every day I'm just surviving. I mean, I'm my backside is raw. There's no flesh, like 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 oh man, like I'm just doing the best I can do. Like, the writings went so far that we were showing things that how the Holocaust, how all those occurrences that were big for that were big signs of the FEMA, what they were doing with the FEMA mentality, that it counts, and we did, Robert Shaw, like all this stuff, it counts, like she did it, like these women have done it, these men have done it, I just hope it all counts. I just want it to count. And I get your forces, but you got to get my forces. You got to get my forces. And if you want to balance the force, you got to balance from your individual force to my force. That's how you got to balance it. Cuz I am balanced. I have an imbalanced body, but I'm balanced. And that's what you got to do if you want to balance the force. And the force is one God. That's one of the middleman gods, but he's important. They all are. And it's not just write it off. He did it, write it off. No, like that it's very important to not hold on to anything. You can't hold on to anything in life. You cannot. You'll get hurt. And I'm a representation of that, and everything has to be in synchronicity to a perfect point for it to work. It's many, many parts that have to come into perfect synchronicity. And I don't want to put all that on Don because he feels a certain way about his daughter. Does that make sense? I want it to be that we're doing it and we're doing it because of love and because of the earth crying, and how this is the foundation planet and there are other planets and this is the first planet, and it's become just a war zone everywhere, like just Vatican and everything, every foul spirit all over. And I just want it to be that we can do this, that this is something that we can get done. And I don't like it when people just take what I say and run with it behind my back and do all this other shit because they're looking into the code of what I said and making me out to be a villain.